Today's lesson is Mysterious Structures of the Ancients, Göbekli Tepe and Stonehenge. Hi, everybody. I am Roger.
Hello, I am Kiki.
We're traveling the world today, and we're going to Turkey and we're going to England to see some of these ancient structures that have been there for thousands of years. One is called Göbekli Tepe, which is in Turkey, and we've also got Stonehenge, which you've probably heard about.
Right, and I'm really excited about this because I am super interested in these ancient structures, so I can't wait to learn more about them. And here in the title, we have the mysterious structures of the ancients, okay? So the word mysterious is when we describe something or a situation that is difficult or impossible to understand or explain. So something that is kind of strange to us. And the reason why these structures are very mysterious is because they are of an ancient time. So they're before modern times, but how do they build their structures the way they did?
It's a good question. And, of course, we've got these relics or these ruins that are left over from those ancient times, and we can check them out. If we can't go there in person, then we can learn about it by talking about them and listening to us talk about them in our program today. So let's get to it without any further delay. We'll listen to the first part, and we'll come right back.
Mysterious Structures of the Ancients, Göbekli Tepe and Stonehenge. Göbekli Tepe and Stonehenge are both ancient structures known for their impressive size and sophisticated construction techniques. Each gives us a look into the culture of the people that built it, though we may never know the whole story of either.
大家好，第一部分我们来看标题中的单字 mysterious， 它是形容词，意思是神秘的。例如 The police are trying to trace the mysterious phone calls. 警方正在试图追踪那些神秘的来电。或者 The Bermuda Triangle is a mysterious place where some airplanes and ships have disappeared. 百慕达三角是一个神秘的地方，一些飞机和船只都在那里失踪了。接下来介绍形容词 sophisticated， 它的意思是精密复杂的，或是人精明老练的，精于世故的。例如 The boat is steered by a sophisticated navigation system. 那艘船是由一个精密复杂的导航系统操控的。或是 David is sophisticated and gets along with most of his colleagues. David 为人老练，且与大多数的同事相处融洽。再来是名词 construction， 指的是建造或是建筑。举例来说 They've been doing construction across the street from my apartment all morning. 我的公寓对街一整个早上都在施工。又或者说 The construction of this house reflects the needs and tastes of the owner. 这栋房子的建造风格反映出屋主的需求和品味。
All right, let's talk about the first part. And today we are talking about Göbekli Tepe and Stonehenge. They are both ancient structures known for their impressive size and sophisticated construction techniques. Okay, so these structures are really famous and they're very mysterious to a lot of people because of their sophisticated construction techniques. Okay, so to be sophisticated is someone or something that has a lot of experience and knowledge, okay? And it can be something that is very detailed and complex. Sometimes when we're describing someone to be sophisticated, they are very worldly people, they are well-traveled, they know a lot about fashion and culture. But in this case, we're talking about the construction techniques being sophisticated, which means it is very complicated or they have very special technology to help them build these construction sites or these massive sites.
And they are sophisticated, which means they involve a lot of details. They're quite complex. Like a car engine is quite sophisticated with all its different systems and all the things you need to understand if you're a mechanic. And in this particular case, we're talking about sophisticated construction techniques. They didn't just take a couple of boards and put them together with a hammer and a nail. They did all sorts of different things with them. They used all sorts of different tools, and they got the materials from far away. So yes, indeed, these structures had sophisticated construction techniques. And construction just refers to the process of building things. For example, oftentimes we see construction going on in the various cities in Taiwan. They're building new apartment buildings. They are fixing the roads. They're putting in new pipes and things like that. You do see a lot of construction going on. So here we're talking about the process of putting something together.
Right. And because of their impressive size, people are very curious about how these ancient groups of people were able to construct or build these places. Each gives us a look into the culture of the people that built it, though we may never know the whole story of either.
Okay, so each of these sites will kind of give us a glimpse or a look into the culture of those people. But of course, they lived thousands of years ago and they probably did not write things down. So we can only guess at how they lived and what they were like. So it kind of gives us a look into that culture, but we may never know the whole story of either one of those different cultures. Maybe someday the aliens will come and tell us all about it, but I doubt that's going to happen. So it just kind of leaves a lot of things to the imagination. Okay, it's time for us to move on now to the second part of our lesson. We're going to begin by talking about the site in Turkey called Göbekli Tepe. Let's listen.
Göbekli Tepe, the older of the two sites, is located on a mountain in modern-day Turkey. Built from around 9,500 to 8,000 BC, it's believed to be one of the world's oldest man-made structures. The site consists of huge stone pillars arranged in a number of circles. Many of these pillars, some of which are up to 5.5 meters tall, are decorated with images of humans and animals. But what makes Göbekli Tepe even more of a wonder is the fact that it was built before people had metal building tools.
"第二部分看到片语 consist of 名词，表示由点点点组成或是包括。例如 The All-Star team consists of the best players in the league. 这支明星球队由全联盟最棒的选手所组成。或者 This soup consists of chicken broth, rice, a little bit of cream, and several different spices. 这道汤里含有鸡高汤、米饭、少许鲜奶油以及数种不同香料。
All right, let's learn more about the Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe, the older of the two sites, so between Stonehenge and Göbekli Tepe, this one is older. It is located on a mountain in modern-day Turkey. So it didn't used to be the country of Turkey that we know now. It has a lot more history to it. Göbekli Tepe was built from around 9,500 to 8,000 BC, and it's believed to be one of the world's oldest man-made structures.
If something's man-made, it's made by people. Like the Great Wall of China did not build itself. It is a man-made structure. I guess you could say it's artificial. It was made by human beings.
Right, and it is something that is not from nature, so it's man-made. The site consists of huge stone pillars arranged in a number of circles. Okay, so this place, Göbekli Tepe, it has a lot of huge stone pillars. What is a pillar? A pillar is a tall vertical structure made of strong material. And usually it is a support for a building, but it can be also used as a type of ornament or a decoration for a monument. Okay, so this site, Göbekli Tepe, it consists of, it is made up of, or it is formed of a lot of huge stone pillars.
Yeah, if you go to Jinguashi here in Taiwan, there's an old Japanese temple there on the mountain. But the pillars are the only parts of the temple that remain. They're kind of those posts that are sticking out of the ground there. Those are called pillars. And so we're talking about these stone pillars, and they are arranged in a number of circles. So again, if something consists of something, it just includes these things. It has these things. And they're arranged in a couple of circles. And many of these pillars, some of which are up to 5.5 meters tall, are decorated with images of humans and animals. So that might give us a look into the culture of the people of that time. They have some carvings in those pillars of people and animals, and we can look at those pictures and we can think, that must be how they lived back then.
But what makes Göbekli Tepe even more of a wonder is the fact that it was built before people had metal building tools. Okay, so we know that this site is very impressive because they have a lot of huge stone pillars and they arrange it in circles. Okay, so usually if we think of modern day, we're going to need some other tools or machinery to help us move these pillars, right? But Göbekli Tepe, it was built during a time that they didn't have metal building tools.
Yeah, they had to use their bare hands or stone tools or whatever, so that makes it even more of a wonder. That makes it a wonder, of course, but even more of a wonder because they built it not using tools that were made out of metal. And of course, as you know, when we use tools that are made out of metal, it makes the job so much easier. Okay, we're at the end of the second part of our lesson. Let's now listen to the third part, and then we'll come back to talk about it.
As to why it was built, many archaeologists believe ancient hunter-gatherer groups came together there for important ceremonies and religious rituals, making it the world's oldest temple. The site challenges our views about early human societies, as it suggests that complex social structures and large, highly organized communal activities existed much earlier than previously believed. To date, only 5% of the site has been excavated, so it may still have many secrets to reveal.
第三部分介绍片语 as to 或是 as for， 它的意思是至于或是关于。例如 My parents will be retiring this year. As to where they will live, they still haven't decided yet. 我父母今年会退休，至于会住在哪里，他们尚未决定。或是 Jerry loves golf.As for skiing, he thinks it's boring. Jerry 爱打高尔夫球，至于滑雪，他觉得很无聊。下一个一样看到片语 come together， 指的是聚集或是团结一起。例如 Several trails come together near the summit of the mountain. 几条小径在山顶附近汇集在一起。再看一个例子 The neighbors all came together to help the new resident move into their apartment.邻居们全部聚集起来，帮助新居民搬进公寓。接着是 communal， 这个形容词的意思是群体的、集体的或是公共的。例如 Kathy found communal living to be quite annoying, so she moved out of her college dorm. Kathy 发现群体生活蛮恼人的，所以她搬出大学宿舍了。又或者是 The communal parking is just outside the gate of the theme park.公共停车场就在那座主题乐园的大门外。最后来看到动词 excavate， 有挖掘或是开凿的意思。例如 Hugo and his team excavated the remaining dinosaur bones yesterday afternoon. Hugo 和他的团队在昨天下午挖掘出恐龙骨头残骸。最后一个例子 The dig team excavated the ancient tomb and found many treasures hidden inside.那支挖掘团队挖开该古墓，发现里面藏有许多宝藏。
Okay, welcome back. Let's find out how archaeologists are studying more about Göbekli Tepe. As to why it was built, many archaeologists believe ancient hunter-gatherer groups came together there for important ceremonies and religious rituals, making it the world's oldest temple. All right, this is a long one. So we begin the paragraph with as to. And when you use as to, it's basically referring to something. So as to why it was built, referring to why, or we want to know why Göbekli Tepe was built. Many archaeologists, they believe it was a place where people got together. So an archaeologist is a person who studies human history and prehistory through excavating or through digging sites that allow archaeologists to study the artifacts or sometimes remains, bodily remains of these ancient tribes or groups of people. And these archaeologists will study the things that they dig up to learn more about the history or the culture of certain groups.
Yep, these people are not alive today to tell us why they built this structure, so archaeologists have come up with some theories, and lots of archaeologists believe that we had these hunter-gatherer groups, and they came together for important ceremonies and religious rituals. So a hunter-gatherer basically is a person who just goes out and hunts animals or gathers food from trees or bushes or whatever. They don't really have an organized society where they have cities and towns and farms and things like that. They just go out into the world and look for food that way. But at some point they came together. They gathered at this place because they were going to have important ceremonies, maybe to celebrate all the food that they had brought in and to get ready for winter, or maybe they were choosing a new leader or something like that, or maybe somebody died and they were having a funeral. These could be important ceremonies. And we also have religious rituals in which they were probably praying to whatever god or gods that they believed in.
Okay, so a ceremony is a formal public occasion. So a big event where people come together to celebrate something. They can be celebrating an achievement or an anniversary. So sometimes we can see award ceremonies like the Oscars, where they celebrate the achievements of directors, actors, screenwriters, and all the different people that are involved in the movie industry. So that is an award ceremony to give out these prizes to people.
And, of course, a ritual is just something you do many times at different parts of the year. And, of course, it has a certain organizational system about it. It's done the same way every time. So these are religious rituals, maybe getting together to pray or something like that, or to make sacrifices. And therefore, we can describe this place as being the world's oldest known temple. There may be other ones, but they've long disappeared, or they have not been discovered yet. And the site challenges our views about early human societies, as it suggests that complex social structures and large, highly organized communal activities existed much earlier than previously believed. So it challenges our views about early human societies. We had some theories about how early humans lived, but when we see these structures, we kind of think, maybe we were wrong, because they had these sites and people got together. So that suggests that these societies were organized, or they were civilized to a certain degree. We thought they were kind of savages, just like animals at that time.
Right. So when we usually think about hunter-gatherer groups, we think about a caveman or just hunters going off on their own and hunt for food and come back. But actually, with Göbekli Tepe site, it actually has shown that even though there might be small groups of people that live together usually and hunt together, but they might come together once a year or maybe a couple times a year during special times to gather together, which suggests that their social activities or things that they do together with other humans are actually more complicated than we think. So here we also have the word communal. Communal usually means something that is shared by members of a community, and it is something that is for common use. It is public. So this communal activity means that there might have been groups of people that actually got together. They might not see each other every day, but they will come together at a certain time and do something together, like ceremonies and rituals.
Right. So, yeah, communal just means public, all these people getting together. And we didn't think they did that back then, but it looks like they actually did. And to date, up to the present, only 5% of the site has been excavated, so it may still have many secrets to reveal. So to date just means up to the present time. And here we've got the word excavate, which means you dig into the ground and bring things out so that you can see them. And yes, indeed, lots of this site, or a large part of this site, is still underground. They kind of know it's there. Maybe they've done some radar readings or something like that. But only 5% has come to light. Only 5% has been revealed. They still need to do some more digging.
So there's actually a lot more that we can learn about Göbekli Tepe. All right, that comes to the end of our article today. Let's listen to Hanny.
Hello 各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第二部分介绍了哥贝克力石阵，那这个遗址是由排列成若干个圆圈的巨大石柱组成的。接着他就写到说 Many of these pillars, some of which are up to 5.5 meters tall, are decorated with images of humans and animals. 其中许多石柱，有些高达5公尺半，都装饰着人类和动物的图像。那句子里面用到 some of which 像这样的用法是用带有修饰语的关系代名词来引导关系子句对先行词做补充说明。那我们就来学习相关的用法。我们这边先用关系代名词 which 来说明。which 当关系代名词可以用来代指前方的事物，也就是先行词。那 which 的前面再加上量词、数字、百分比或最高级等等加 of， 就可以表达出所占的比例。像 two of which 就可以表达先行词其中2个怎么样怎么样。 The best of which 可以表达先行词其中最好的怎么样怎么样。 1/3 of which 可以表达先行词其中1/3怎么样怎么样。好，举例来说 He showed us a jar filled with marbles, some of which are extremely rare. 他向我们展示一个装满弹珠的罐子，其中有一些非常罕见。好，那特别注意这个用法是在对先行词做补充说明，所以是属于非限定用法。我们要记得用逗号把这个补充说明的部分跟主要子句隔开。那补充一下，如果关系代名词指称的先行词是人，这个 which 就要改成 whom， 也就是以量词数字、百分比、最高级等等加上 of whom 来引导关系子句。例如 They have 3 daughters,The youngest of whom will be entering college next year. 他们有3个女儿，其中年纪最小的明年要上大学了。那我们接着读到课文下一句，他有提到，但让哥贝克力石阵更令人惊讶的是什么什么。那文中是用到more of a wonder， 那我们用 more of 加名词呢，是指更像是什么什么，用什么描述比较贴切。of 之后呢是接单数可数名词。举例来说 He's more of a friend to me， 他对我来说比较像是朋友。好，那另外我们还可以在后面接上比较对象，用 more of A than B 去表达说比较像是 A 而不是 B， 与其说是 B， 不如说是 A。 例如 The movie is more of a comedy than a horror movie， 这部电影比较像是喜剧而不是恐怖片。好，那么以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾简单字吧。
Mysterious. This old journal has mysterious writing that hints at hidden treasure yet to be discovered. Sophisticated. The new software comes with sophisticated features designed for professional users. Construction. Due to safety concerns, the construction of the new bridge was temporarily stopped. Pillar. The roof of the ancient temple was supported by several rows of giant stone pillars. Ceremony. Eva and Edward decided to have a small wedding ceremony attended only by close friends and family. Ritual. The tribe gathered around the fire to engage in a special ritual honoring their ancestors.
Well, everyone, today's article has come to an end, and I sure hope you enjoy reading along with us. I am Kiki.
I am Roger.
See you next time.